Now, residents of Jackson, Mississippi learned firsthand that water flowing out to your faucet isn't something we should take granted.
They've needed to boil their water since the end of July. Then things got worse and water stopped flowing. It made us wonder, could that happen here? 3 News Now's Aaron Hegarty spent days digging into that question.
It might not be something you think about much until you have to. Is the system that gets water into your faucets in good shape? Nationwide interest groups say no. The American Water Works Association says we're in the replacement era. The crisis in Jackson is something water system managers across the country and here at home are paying attention to.
We're looking at our systems and ensuring we're learning from those things.
That's Ryan Hurst, head of utilities in Wahoo. He says the struggle holds true for most water systems.
We have inherited really aged and outdated infrastructure that it's time to make some investments in replacement.
In Wahoo,
a lot of those pipes have been around in the ground for, upwards of 60, 80, could be 100 years.
The infrastructure law signed last year will help.
Specifically replacing a good portion of all the water mains around downtown Wahoo and some of our water mains that have failed more than others. We have seen and had our fair share of water main breaks here in Wahoo, and so we're trying to take those corrections and prevent further failings.
The story is similar in the metro area.
We have mains that are early 1900s that are still in service, and just because it's old does not necessarily mean that it needs to be replaced.
That's Michael Koenig, head of water operations for the Metropolitan Utilities District. The aging infrastructure is apparent in the area MUD covers, with more and more water main breaks, more than 500 times annually in recent years, costing about $14,000 for each repair.
We're seeing that rise, but we have come up with an infrastructure replacement plan to get ahead of that curve and start driving it in the other direction.
Part of that plan, increasing the speed of replacing aging water mains. Since 2008, they've averaged 8.3 miles of water mains replaced each year. But it's been much higher the last 2 years, and they aim to increase it much further.
We've spent about $120 million up to this point, in the improvements. So, it's got another 30 to 40 million planned, and we'll continue it'll continue to serve the ratepayers for a long time.
Ratepayers are picking up the cost of the improvements in Omaha. I asked MUD if the infrastructure money passed by Congress will help here.
The district will continue to look at all funding options, whether it's federal funds, state funds, or grants to help us through this, and we'll do whatever's the most favorable for our ratepayers.
Way more than a drop in the bucket so that you can rely on turning on your faucet and having water. Aaron Hegarty, 3 News Now.